Hello guys, welcome to the part 3 of how to build React and TypeScript application from scratch video. In our last video we added a task manually in our code, but in this video we'll improvise the function and then have the users create their own task from the UI. Alright guys, so in order to add task, we'll create a form, just like every other login form where you have input field for ID and password. Yeah, so let's get it. So in the future we'll be editing, like deleting, adding new things, but now all we care about is the task name itself, like going to study or playing soccer. So I'm gonna come here and create a new component called to do tsx. So import as class to extend real.component. We'll have a render function. This will return div. We'll have list of all the to-dos. This dot props task. We need to export this. Default to do, right? Awesome. So we're getting this task, but there is no value in that task. This is a prop, so we don't have any prop, so there is no type of this task. So we need to create an interface. iProps, put task as a prop and give this a string and pass iProps. Okay, we're passing iProps. Now we have access to this value, but this data is not receiving any values from anywhere, so it's not useful. So let's go to to-do list, which is the parent component. Suppose to-do has going to party. We are getting rid of this and calling to-do import to-do. Now we're getting this error, no overload matches this call. So this component is expecting one prop, but we're not sending any prop just yet, so we need to send a prop, which is a task. So we are sending this dot state dot to-dos, right? So this is a string, to-dos is a string and task is a string, here is string, so it matches. So we are sending this to-dos, which is going to party, to this component, and we can see, so there is going to party. So this will have button. One button will care about editing, another button will care about deleting. If we save it, yep, there's edit, there's delete. It's not working right now. We'll make it work in the future, but just a single string is not going to work for us. We'll have a lot of tasks, and this has got to be the array of object. This is array, this is object. So task is going to party. That's one object of task. Alright, so I'm getting error because this is an array and this is a string, so it does not matches our type. So here we have just a task. In the future there might be more object inside the array. There's only one object right now, so it's always better, if you make a different interface. Let's go here and create a new file, i2dos, interface to-dos. This will export interface. I will have a task string, and so I will assign this as a i2dos. So this is already imported from here. So this is i2do, right? And this has to be array of i2do. Now my error is gone. Now we worry about sending the data to our to-do component. So we need to loop through this array. Suppose constant to-dos equal this state dot to-dos dot map to-do return to-do. This is our component to-do. It's expecting one task prop. We already did that. To do dot task. So this to-do is this to-do because this is the object of an array and it holds the value each time it's looping through. Now to-dos, and this to-dos is our constant to-dos. So let's see. Awesome. Yep, so these are my to-dos. So let's go here and create a new file, new.tsx, and repeat the same process. Render function, this will return some kind of form, right? Because the form will have input value, so that you can add new to do form every time. Type is text. Let's put some placeholder as well, like add new to do. Each task will have its own ID, and this will be changing every time. This will be controlled, so we'll take care about it later. Let's put label would be task, label would be, let's say, to do. Let's export our component. So I said there will be like control state, so we need some state for that. Constructor this dot state task. The value of this input value will be this dot state dot task. So it does not have any type again. So create an interface I state would be a task as string, and pass here I state. So on change this dot handle png. Okay, so this is our input value. When you type anything in the form, you hit like submit button or anything, right? So when you do that, it's gonna trigger something. So we're gonna handle change whatever you change, and this will take the event. This dot set state will be task, because our state is task. Event dot target dot value. So now our task is like empty string. If we put something in the input box, and if on change, it will assign this new value to this task. If we create any function, we have to bind the function. This dot handle change equals to this dot handle change. So this is a rule of React. Even it has any type, yeah, we need to give the type. Awesome. So let's go to our parent component, which is our to-do list, and call new to-do form. It's already imported here. Now save it and go to our application. Yep, that's our to-do, and this is our form. I want to open the dev tool and go to my React components. So this is my new to-do form. A new to-do form has state as a task. New to-do form has a state as a task, which is empty string at the moment. So whenever I change the input value, let's say I change this input value from empty string to something like GOING. Can you see my task is also changing? This on change event is doing all this thing. So this was empty string before, and I am typing something inside this input element. As I type, it triggers this handle change function, and the handle change function set the state from empty string to this new value. So going to PARTY, you see the task is changing from empty string to going to party. Now as I change, that's deleting. So that's our setting our state every time. So that's awesome. Now let's get to do form working. Okay, so our input does not have a save button or anything. You know, if you put something here, going to dinner, and then if you save it, it's gonna save in our to-do list, right? We need another button that will save. This trigger is not working right now because we don't have trigger submit button. So in the form there will be on submit this dot handle submit. This does not exist just yet, so we need to create a handle submit. This takes the event. And did you see, if I save, my page refreshes, right? If my page is refreshed, everything is set to default. So I want to prevent that from happening. Default, save it. We need to bind this to this dot handle submit equals to this dot handle submit dot. and give type to event, save it, it's running, try to save it. Now my page is not refreshing. Like after we save it, it's gonna trigger handle submit function and this form will go back to original state. After we save it, it's gonna go add up to this list. This is a child component, this is another child component, and this is a parent component. So we need to do something so that it will go to my parent component and update there so that we can see all the list. Let's get that working. So I'm gonna integrate that callback function here. Let's say we have a function create to do and this takes a single new to do which is a string. Let's say that's this one. So create to do function is taking this new to do. This is updating this dot set state previous state previous state. So this is very simple to understand. Previous is just as it is. My all the to-dos are as it is, but I am adding, let's say up to this state I have all these three things, right? And I'm adding new to do here, so I have to add this task to my array to do. So I am assigning a new task which is new to do and this is updated in my to do array. So that's how you update things. Alright, now we need to bind this function. Every time if you create a function, React wants you to bind that function. Create to do equals to this dot create to do dot bind, and we need to pass that function to our new to do form. Let's say create this dot create to do. This is a new prop for this to do form and this is calling this create to do function. Now you're not going to understand just yet. Let's go to new to do form and it has a prop. It's passing a prop which is create. So a new prop will be same as whatever it's passing. Props create, but this is passing a function as a prop, so its type is kind of different. New to do string void. So this is a function as a prop and this is taking one parameter which is a task. And now inside our handle submit button, this dot prop dot, so it's reflecting children but we have a prop create. It's not reflecting create, it's because we're not passing iProp here. iProp, and our prop is not any, our prop is iProp. If there was no prop we would just put like any here, but now we have a prop so we need to assign the same prop. Now this dot props dot create, we got the create now, and it's taking one parameter, this dot state dot task. So it's taking a task, so it's taking this task after we save it. So as soon as you save it, this thing will pop up here and this will go empty. For that we need to set state would be task as empty. So first our task was empty and then we added something here and save it. After we save it, we will set our task as empty string again. Let's save it. So I have this prop which is a function, so this is a callback function. Now I am passing this task from new to do form inside this create function, and after I call it, it's gonna go inside the parent component and this will trigger this function which is create to do function. I am already passing this new to do from child and I am adding this new to do inside the array. So going to dinner, this thing goes back to the original position. Let's say playing chess. So my component to do form has playing chess with my bros. After I save it, you can see the task. It goes back to original position, which is empty. Awesome, our new to do form is working. Alright guys, you just created a one task. Now I think this is one of the most important videos of all, because in the rest of the videos we'll be applying the same concept that we're using in this video. Like, the most important concept you gotta learn is the flow of data. So I would recommend you to make a chart of all the components, like parent component to child components, and the function that are used on those components, and see what are their job in our application. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe right here, and I'll see you in the next video.